Hi everyone, here's a new Christmas tutorial which is perfect for any parties you may be going to. In this look I've gone for chocolate smoky brown eyes with a dramatic red lip, so I really hope you enjoy this video. Let's begin. So first of all, I'm using the Anastasia Brow Promenade in chocolate to fill out my brows with the Zoeva wing line brush. I always start with the brows because I can contour them before applying my eye makeup. So as you can see, I'm really just filling out the brows, especially where the brows are more sparse. At the start of the brows, I'm using less product on my brush as I don't want this area to look overdone. I'm also using the tip of my brush to create a little brow hairs to make the start of the brows look more natural. Next, I'm using the lightest concealer shade from the MAC Pro Conceal palette in medium and the MAC 195 brush to contour my brows. I will list all the products down below in case I have missed anything, but this will really just help to really define my brow. I'm using a slightly darker colour to contour the top of the brow and then also the start of the brow. Next, I'm using the Real Techniques shading brush to blend out and soften the contoured lines. I'm then going back in and filling out the brow just a little more. Next, using the matte concealer again, I'm applying this all over my lids, which acts as a base for my shadow, and then I'm just dabbing that out with a sponge. For the face, I'm using the Nivea cream to moisture my face as it's super dry this time of the year. I'm then using the iconic illuminator just on my cheeks, so it will give my cheeks a lovely glow. Next, I'm using Nars All Day Luminous Foundation in the colour Stromboli, and I'm using the Real Techniques Pointed Foundation to apply this all over my face, and then I'm using the NYX sponge to blend it out. For my under eyes, I'm using Giorgio Armani Colour Corrector in the colour 2, which I think perfectly hides my dark circles, and I'm just dabbing that in using my brush. I'm using the matte conceal palette again to further conceal any marks on my face. Also, the chin area sometimes appears grey, so I'm using this palette to conceal and correct this area. Next, I'm using the iconic palette to highlight and contour my face. I'm using the lightest shade to highlight my forehead, my nose and the tops of my cheeks. And I'm just dabbing that out with my NYX blending sponge. Next, using one of the darker tones and the MAC 224 brush, I'm darkening the hairline and the sides of the nose. And then I'm contouring my cheeks. I want to contour my nose just a little more, so using the Real Techniques shading brush, I'm just making the contour a little stronger. And then I'm blending it out again with the 224 brush. Next, I'm using the Mercier brightening powder to set the concealer under my eyes with the Zoeva all over shader brush, and also a little on the bridge of the nose. I'm setting the rest of my face with the Zoeva highlight brush and the MAC Studio Fix. This also helps to blend out all the contoured areas. For the eyes, I'm using the Too Faced and Natural Love palette, which is actually one of my favourite palettes right now. Starting off with Honeybutter and the Zoeva crease brush, I'm applying this above my crease line and dragging it up towards my brow bone. Next, I'm using Motive's coffee pencil on my lids as a base to intensify the eyeshadows. Once I've applied this roughly to my lids, I'm blending this out and upwards with the Zoeva pencil brush. Next, using the crease brush and Nudie, I'm darkening the colour in the crease. Then I'm using chocolate Martini and makeup and Chilli mixed together on the lids. And I'm taking that all the way up the lids, up to the crease. With the same colour and the Zoeva smudger brush, I'm then smoking out that bottom lash line. To make this even more smokier, I'm using the Zoeva Petite Crease brush. Next, I'm using the Maybelline liquid liner and my MAC 2263 brush to line the waterline. And also the top liner. So I'm not going to make this too thick as I will be smoking this out too. I'm also just winging the liner out slightly. Next, using Stilletto and the smudger brush, I'm now going to darken the bottom lash line and also smudge out that top liner to give the eyes a sultry look. Then using the Zoeva soft definer brush, I'm further blending out that liner. Next for the lashes, I'm using the red cherry wispies, which are my favourite lashes at the moment as they're so fluttery, natural but long. For the cheeks, I'm using Zoeva Sheer Cheek and the Motif Sun Goddess blusher. For the highlighter, I'm using the Anastasia Glow Kit with my iconic fan brush to highlight the tops of the cheeks and the temples. I'm now using the same highlighter and a flat brush for the brow bone. To line the lips, I'm using MAC Ruby Woo pencil. And then on the lips, I'm using Heartbreaker by Huda Beauty with the Zoeva Detail Liner brush to make this look really pop. So there you go guys, I hope you enjoyed this look, have fun trying it out for a party, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you do like it and subscribe to keep up to date on any of my new tutorials.